Hey, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Special edition Steel City Sports World. I'm your host, Luther Dupree. Joined as always, Hall of Famer Claudio Rosano, Smoking Jim Frazier, and the legend, Aaron Gilliard. Thanks for coming on, guys. Man, a lot of stuff to get through. How's everybody doing? Aaron, once again, happy anniversary. Big things coming for you. I don't know if you want to share, but, thanks for joining us, man. Appreciate that.
Oh, no problem. Appreciate you. Yeah, man. Anniversary was yesterday. My wife is getting induced later on tonight, so I'll be bringing in my second child. So I'm ready to go.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, Claudia, what's going on? How you feel?
One foot in front of the other, trying to get to Studio 11.
Studio 11. Smoking Jim, what's going on?
Hey, congratulations, man.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All right, let's get it started, man. We got a packed show. A lot of things we're talking about. Of course, we're talking about the draft. We're talking about rookie camp. But Claudia, what do you have for us in your huddle up?
So again, congratulations to Aaron and his wife. Pete Rose, finally, they allowing him to have a shot for the Hall of Fame. But it's sad that they waited till he passed away. And then I think the commissioner, paraphrasing what he said, how he can't do anything, to the game. What the hell was he going to do to the game? They should have. He paid his penalty. He had over 30 years, not allowed in baseball. Don't make him a manager. Don't make him a coach. Just make him an ambassador to the game. You sure as hell used him whenever you wanted attendance. And you brought him in the games and this, that, and the other thing. But yet he had to pay money to go watch his son play his first game in Cincinnati. So they again, he made a mistake. We all make mistakes. And then some of the Hall of Fame voters are going to be hard, tough guys because, of course, they've never made mistakes. Look, the guy passed away. I don't know if I was his son or whoever's making the decision, if I'd say, yeah, put him in the Hall of Fame. I don't know what I would do. I know for a fact that I wouldn't just say, yeah, thank you for putting me in the Hall of Fame. I don't know what I'd do. But it's a shame the way the whole thing worked out. Again, he made a mistake. He paid a penalty for it. They should have allowed him to be eligible for the Hall of Fame before he passed away. But I don't like the way it's being done now. And then Shoeless Joe Jackson. The whole thing, in my opinion, was not handled well. I can't hear anybody.
You can't hear?
No.
Go ahead, Jim. You can hear us now, Claudia, can't you?
I can hear you.
Okay. Go ahead, Jim.
Greatest coach in Pittsburgh in the last 20 years is Mike Tomlin. He got a tried and true philosophy in terms of keeping a competitive team and keeping his job. You see all the other coaches in the landscapes been fired. Listen, Chicago Bears won the Super Bowl or the World Championship in 1963. Chicago Bears had on their team after that Mike Ditka, the greatest tight end in history. Dick Butkus, the greatest middle linebacker in NFL history. And Gail Sears, the greatest all-around football player in NFL history. And combined, they only had 2 winning seasons. You know what I mean? In Chicago, after winning the World Championship, tried to rebuild, and it took them till 1985 basically to rebuild. So, hey, listen, the Pittsburgh Steelers is competitive every year. They're a playoff team every year. And congratulations to Mike Tomlin for extending this record to like 18 straight years of non-losing football and keeping the Pittsburgh Steelers relevant.
All right. Hey, we got a couple people early. DP Rock, appreciate you jumping in early. Ralph Williams. All right.
Ralph?
What's up, Ralph, man? Hope you're doing all right, man. I heard about the incident earlier, man. Take care. Hope everything is good, man. Listen, I don't want to keep mine too long. I'm going to make it a little brief. But where I was right and where I was wrong, you guys got on me, said that Najee and George Pickens would be there. And I tried to tell you that wasn't going to happen. I told you there's going to be major changes coming. Jim, you got another L. Claudia, you got another L as well. George Pickens is gone, just like I said he was going to be after the last game of the season. That was it for him. No more. He's finally gone. He's finally out of here. A lot of changes. Let's hope. And I do like what they brought in. I think they brought in a lot of high character guys. I'll play some of the interviews, some of the things that's happening. I like the attitude. No more me first guys. All these guys are team oriented. Hopefully it translates to success on the field. Also, I don't know if you've heard Teofimo Lopez. Again, he's been doing some racial stuff. He was out there calling Bud Crawford the N-word. I'm tired of these guys. They need to be removed. His belt should be taken from him. Teofimo tries to do everything. He says it's promotion, but he keeps promoting the same way. Absolutely disgusting, man. Get him out of the sport. Him and Ryan Garcia. I can't stand both of those guys. Just fight. Do whatever you have to do, but you don't have to get all into that racial stuff. It's disgusting, and it's not needed into our sport. Let's jump back in here. Ralph. All right, Ralph. Oh, he's good for tomorrow. And he said George Pickens was going as well. Yeah, I think it was me and you sitting on the radio show. Jim and Claudio said otherwise, but once again they took another L. So enjoy that. Listen, man, let's talk about rookie camp real quick. Aaron, did you want to jump in on this?
Oh no, it's too bad because George Pickens is a heck of a talent, and if only he could have matured and got his mindset right, he could have went down as one of the best to ever do it. But who knows? I don't see him changing in Dallas. They're going to give him a bunch of money and a $1 billion playpen down there. He's not going to know what to do with himself either there. So good luck to him. Hope he can mature and grow up and really get his stuff together.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's all bad news. Go ahead.
Tell us when you were wrong. You said, I'm going to tell you when I was right and when I was wrong. But you going to tell us when you was wrong.
Well, I'm hardly ever wrong, Jim. I'm hardly ever wrong, Jim.
You was wrong about something.
Well, I was wrong. Listen, I was wrong. I was wrong about them not changing coordinators. I thought they would change offensive, but at least a defensive coordinator. I thought there'd be changes on that end. So I was wrong about that. All right, Jim. I wish your name was Mike Sullivan. Well, listen, Pittsburgh has a string of firing coaches recently. The hockey coach gone. The baseball coach is gone. The only one left standing is Mike Tomlin. And if he has a poor season, he could be gone. So we'll see. Real quick, I did want to bring up something real quick. The schedule just came out, and first game of the season, I don't know if you guys had a chance to look at it, but the first game of the season is against the Jets. Your thoughts on that, Aaron? September 7th, we got the Jets. Surprising, or does that guarantee that Aaron Rodgers will be the quarterback of the Steelers come September 7th? Aaron, you're on mute.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear. What was that? One more time?
Oh, I said the schedule came out, and it says the Steelers September 7th. The first game is against the Jets. Does that guarantee that Aaron Rodgers will be the starting quarterback, in your opinion?
It's looking like it, but I'm over the drama, man. He'd either come on board or just go sit down somewhere, retire in his dark place, or let the young boy Will Howard get a chance, or Mason Rudolph. That's too much. We can't say on one hand we tired of George Pickens being immature and not acting right, but then we want to mess around and wait on Aaron Rodgers. Mike Thomas always says, "Hey, I want volunteers, not hostages." Kind of going up against your own saying right there, sir. So they need to figure that out.
I mean, listen, Jim, I'll give you credit. You said it weeks ago that there was already a sideline deal that he was going to be with the Steelers. You said that a long time ago, and now I think it's proof that you're right.
Well, I'm 97% of the time I am right.
That's not true.
Thanks for hey, listen, you don't need to see Aaron Rodgers at rookie minicamp. You know what I mean? You don't need to see him at Rock Cruise. Listen, Brett Favre did a great job when he showed up at training camp for a number of years. Aaron Rodgers knows how to play football. He got so many throws in his arm. We want to see those in regular season. Training camp is long enough. He shows up for training camp. That's justified. It's not, Mason Rudolph is ready to go. This is a Super Bowl talent football team. Whether Aaron Rodgers is there or not, Aaron Rodgers is icing on a cake.
How do you figure that?
Capable. This team is the highest paid defense in the history of the National Football League. You can win championships with defense.
Jim, you keep saying that. I don't see it. Is the offensive line and defensive line, is that an A+ in your opinion? I mean,
you have enough talent on that defense to be the most dominant defense in the National Football League in 2025.
Wow. I don't know. Older Darius Slay, he's better. Him and Porter is definitely a better tandem than they've had in years past. But I don't know about defensive line. We're going to be starting 2 rookies. It looks like they're going to be getting a lot of time. The linebackers, I hope Peyton Wilson can take the next step. But as far as being the best defense in the league, I'm not sure about that, Smoker Jim.
Who's better? Three that's better.
Philadelphia.
Better.
Philadelphia for one.
Okay, that's
Kansas City for 2.
I'm talking about AFC.
Whoa, you said Kansas City defense is better than the Steelers defense?
Yeah, yeah.
No.
Stat-wise last year, their offense wasn't carrying the team. That defense was carrying the team. Baltimore's defense is not better?
No. No.
Playmakers at every level. We don't have Roquan Smith at linebacker. We got the less talented linebacker. We don't have a Hamilton at safety, even though we're paying the highest paid safety. Then they got Starks from Alabama. That team is loaded, man. They're going to even be better this year.
You have Peyton Wilson at linebacker. You have T.J. Watt at linebacker. You have Alex Highsmith at linebacker. You have young star and Joey Porter. You have Minka Fitzpatrick, who's still good.
Be careful with that young star. Come on now.
He's going to be a young star in the making.
Well,
you also have another young star in Peyton Wilson.
He's the most penalized corner in the league right now. That's the only title I'm going to give Joey Porter right now until he proves otherwise.
Hater.
I mean, with facts. He is the most penalized corner in the league. You and Jim are really high. They have the potential to be a lot better. We have to see. They have to get out of that basic scheme. They're not doing anything creative defensively, and I think that's part of the problem. Jim, you've been calling. I think that's the main issue. Claudia, your thoughts?
I think Aaron Rodgers, if he is going to sign, he should have been there. He should be there from day one because it just looks bad. It looks too prima donna-ish. And as Aaron said, you got rid of Pickens because of his attitude. Well, Aaron Rodgers not showing up at the beginning and maybe showing up for the first exhibition game, it's just a bad look. Not that he needs the reps, but in a way he does because it's a new team, timing is new, the language is new in the playbook, everything is new. Maybe he did do a deal by now. I don't know. But again, I just think it's a bad look for him to not be there, and not just for the fans, but for the teammates. For the teammates, maybe they'll forgive him right away. Who knows? I just think that He's putting everybody in a bad spot. He should be there.
Yeah, I would like for him to be here by now anyway. We got a couple more people came into the chat. Zach Brennan, what's up, Big Z? JMD 0324, Steelers defense top 5. All right, top 5. All right, we do have a caller. Caller, say your name, where you're calling from. I think this is Sean on the line. What's up, Sean?
Hey, what's up, guys? Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. What's up, Sean? What's going on?
Oh, it's a holiday today. People want to start their fall vacations and stuff for the football season. It's a holiday today.
It's definitely, yeah. Now we playing. What game you going to, Sean? You going to that?
Well, I'm not. Here's the thing. My birthday's on October 4th. Y'all know my alma mater's Penn State. On my birthday, they play at the Rose Bowl against UCLA.
Okay.
So that's going to be my trip this year for the NFL. Being that I'm in Columbus, there are some good away games I could go to. I could go to Chicago, but I don't know if I'm going to be in Chicago in November. I'm probably going to go to the Cincinnati Thursday night game on November 16th. And then they got late games at Detroit and Cleveland. I may do the Detroit game, but my daughter's birthday's the day after. So if the missus say we can't do Detroit, we can't do Detroit. So
okay.
Them ticket prices in Detroit probably going to be high at the end of the season. So if I do any away games, it's going to be the Bengals game in October because it's a Thursday night game. You know, the Chargers game. But I'm going to, like I said, I'm probably going to the Rose Bowl the month before my birthday to see Penn State play UCLA. So that's why I probably ain't going to do a road trip out there.
Okay. All right. Hey, real quick, Sean. What did you think about rookie camp? Were you able to check out, some of the pictures, and what do you think about this draft class? Just looking at the first couple practices.
I'm not worried about like the pictures and stuff like that. The way I look at it is, are you a fit to the Steelers scheme, what they want to do on offense and defense? Prime example, years ago, they got a defensive end, Bruce Davis from UCLA. I actually thought he fit the Steelers system well. For some reason, he didn't fit the Steelers system. I don't even think he made it in the NFL because he didn't make it. He just didn't fit. So what I'm looking forward to is I like the running back from Iowa. That's what I'm looking forward to because, like I said before, for him to put the numbers up in Iowa, and Kirk Ferentz, he shouldn't be no head coach at Iowa no more. They need to go with young blood, get some new blood in there, get more offensive in there. His time is up there. They're not going to win in Iowa, like with him being a head coach, especially with the way things are in college football now. So I like the running back. That's who I'm focused on. I want to see how he does. That's what I'm focused on is the running back. Everybody else, I really ain't focused on everybody else. I just want to see how the running back plays out. One thing I do want to say, I don't know if we talked about the Pickens trade, but I'm very happy the Steelers did that trade. So I want to see how that plays out next year, but I'm very happy they got rid of him a year early.
Yeah. I think it would have been nothing but trouble to keep him on the team. He was causing problems. And the thing is, a lot of the veterans wanted him gone. They were tired of all the shenanigans, him fighting fans, him fighting with teammates. It was just too much. And it's good he's gone.
Hey, Luther, where you get that from? The white media? Ain't heard that from no teammates, Luther. All I hear is the white media.
The teammates are going to come out and
Listen, George Pickens would have been a problem for every defense on that 2025 schedule. The Pittsburgh Steelers made a big mistake getting rid of a freak like that. They had two receivers, now you only got one.
They're going to get another receiver in the next coming weeks. Listen, this is addition by subtraction, Jim. He was late for games. He was a disruption. You can't have a guy in there not running patterns, not blocking. What? I know he was late to games, late to practices, and that's a fact. That's been documented, Jim. Jim, I can send you Cam Hayward's show. It was time for him to go. It's a better start. The
I'm
players
trying to.
are tired of it. Leaders are tired of it, Jim. Not in those words, but it was time for him to go. I'm going to send you his podcast, Jim. Listen, you can see it on the sideline, Jim. Guys having to talk to him. How many George Pickens have? Listen, man. It all goes back to Gateway with you, Jim. Listen, man, he's gone. We'll see what he does in Dallas. They got to pick it up. We have a better version of Pickens. We actually have a number one. Pickens was never a number one, like I told you last year, Jim. He makes plays, but to be a number one, you have to always be on time, be a leader, make the catches, and be where you have to be. And he wasn't that. So I'm glad he's gone. We'll see. Jim, he was unneeded, and they weren't signing him. Jim, they weren't signing. He would have been mad because DK was getting more passes. And he's going to be mad because CeeDee Lamb is going to be getting more passes. Well, CeeDee Lamb is going to be is the number one there. Who knows? Who knows? I don't know. Listen, listen, he's always mad. He was mad at Georgia. He was mad with the Steelers. He's not going to change, Jim. This is not something that just started with the Steelers. Oh, Sean, we still got you on the line, man, before Jim just interrupted the call.
Well, it's good to have Jim back. Is Claudio on the line too?
Yes. They won't allow the white media to talk today.
Hey, Claudio, what did you take on the Pirates getting rid of Shelton? And I got two questions about the Pirates. One, what is your question of what is your take on them getting rid of Shelton? It seems like this local guy who's the manager, he really wants to be here. And two, I guess the Players Association are starting to let out things like the Pirates. They're making a lot of money. And Kevin Gorman, it was either Kevin Gorman or Deja Kovacic. One of them two said that I guess word's getting out that the Pirates are really profiting a lot of money and they're not putting it into the team. What is your take on those two things?
I said that 3, 4, 5 years ago that was happening. And it takes these guys who are so-called beat writers to finally say it. Of course they're making money, or else why wouldn't have everybody says Nutting sell the team? Why should he? He's making a killing, right? Again, for me, that's old news. So as far as your first question is concerned, look, there's coaches out there that would do a great job coaching this team. Ozzie, not that he could for Ozzie Guillen, Mike Scioscia, Tony Pena, Willie Randolph a few years ago, Joe Madden. There's a few others that, but they won't hire guys like that because they want whatever it is they want. Shelton was a good guy, but good guys don't always win championships. You have to. I'll put it to you this way, Sean. When it's hot out, you wear shorts. When it's cold, you put on a coat. If a guy is doing well, sure, give him a hug. If he's not doing well, bust his ass. It's as simple as that. You have to have that dial in you to be able to handle whatever situation comes. But not even that, okay? And I'm watching the game now, and I've said this numerous times. Forget about the managers, okay? Why aren't these hitters being fixed? This is the third hitting coach they've had in I don't know how many years, and they're getting worse. And it's really not that, in my opinion, and I believe in my opinion, it's really not that hard to fix these guys. These guys have tremendous hand-eye coordination, okay? And they're not being fixed. When you're swinging like this and your head's looking at the damn left field lights, you can't fix that. Obviously, they can't, okay? So you can blame the manager all you want. I don't know if the players are listening, not listening. I have no idea about that. I would think that they would listen. You can bring in all the managers you want. You have to have a coach who's developing. I'm just talking about the hitting part of it, because they have a good pitching staff, but then they go to the bullpen too early. And I said before the season started, Sean, that the Pirates were going to lead the league in blown saves, and they will. Leave your starting pitching in. Okay, number one. Number two, fix these hitters. It can't be that hard. It's not that hard to fix them. It's little tiny adjustments, but they won't fix them. They're going to continue to hit 190, 180, 210, 207, and it'll be accepted. So, again, the people that they're hiring aren't good. As far as the new manager is concerned, Don Kelly, nice young man. I wish him well. Local. It's a good story. He's got the Jim Leland stamp for whatever that's worth. But again, what's he going to do different than Shelton? I hate to use the phrase, we will wait and see. And good for him that he got the shot. But those guys that I mentioned, he and Sosha, Joe Madden, those guys are really good managers, but they're also good handling people. And I think they would bring a different attitude towards this. Chuck Tanner was the greatest guy in the world. But go ahead and screw with him and see what would happen. And that's the kind of manager that you need.
So, again, are you referring to Ozzie again?
Yes.
Okay, because I just realized, I'm like, man, he won a World Series with the White Sox, and I know he could be controversial at times, but do you want a controversial coach that wins, or you want a coach that loses?
How was he controversial and why?
Well, that's what the media portrayed him as. That's what I'm saying. Unfortunately, he's portrayed by the media.
A lot of wild stuff, Claudio. He said some wild stuff.
Like what?
I can't remember offhand, but I do remember he.
So a player, and I'm not blaming Sean. Sean's right. The media did it. Okay. If a guy didn't run the ball out, he would get mad. Okay, if a guy dogged it, he would get mad. What do you want him to do? Pat him on the back? Mike Sosha didn't have any negativity following him. He was damn good. You don't see him anywhere. Joe Madden is one of the best X and O guys out there. You don't see him. They want guys who let the analytics control. You got some kid who went to a big university who comes to the office with a backpack, a crew cut, and he's running the damn show. Meanwhile, he doesn't know if the ball's stuffed, pumped, wound, or anything. Okay, and then the Pirates had a strategy game coach. Who the hell was he, and what did he do? Okay, let the manager coach. Would that have happened to a Billy Martin, Chuck Tanner, a Dick Williams, a Whitey Herzog, a Tony La Russa, a Joe Torre, a Cito Gaston, or any of those guys? No, those guys ran the show. They had their own personalities. They were good at what they did. Let them run the show. But no, you got some kid running the show telling you to pull perhaps the best pitcher in the game, take him out of the game, and bring in your bullpen and use 6 pitchers, and then you end up losing. But he only threw 82 pitches. Oh, come on, man. The game is, and then the way hitting is, it isn't that the pitching is that great, and everybody's going to say, oh, the pitching, they're throwing 130 miles an hour. It's got nothing to do with that. Every major league hitter wants to hit a fastball, okay? The pitching is all right, but the hitters, the way they're taught, let the ball travel deep, hit the lower half to create backspin, or take the first pitch for a strike, then you're in the damn hole. All these philosophies suck, and it's not my opinion. Look at the batting averages. Mario Mendoza for the Pirates had that tag on him, the Mendoza line, 200 and under. Now he would probably be like the 4th best hitter on the damn team. And back then they made fun of him. These guys are all hitting 210. Not just the Pirates. Look at Major League Baseball. They showed the California Angels of 82, and this guy was hitting 290. This guy was hitting 333. This guy was hitting 312. Now these guys are hitting 210, 207, 230. It's
Is it just the coaching, Claudio? I think the Pirates, if you look at their payroll, you look at the other team's payroll, they're not paying them. These guys are just average at best.
That's an excuse.
No, that's the truth. That's a fact, Claudio. They're not paying these guys. Andrew McCutchen is your third hitter.
Okay,
I think his career.
Okay, but listen to what I'm telling. Okay, who are you going to go get? Who's the big star out there that's hitting 330 that even if you didn't pay him $1 zillion, that's any damn good? Go ahead, I'll wait.
Well, you see what they're making now. The Pirates definitely aren't paying those guys. You have one single players making more than the whole roster.
Okay, but what do I always say, Sean? I always say this: if you're not going to go buy a new car, fix up the one you have. If you're not going to go get the A-list free agents, which is fine because the A-listers really aren't that great anyway, and I understand not paying these guys $1 zillion, fix up what you have.
They can't be fixed, Claudio. They're not good. A lot of these guys wouldn't be in the league if they weren't on the Pirates, man. As I see the other teams and I see the Pirates, there's a level that these guys.
Name me a team. Bryce Harper is hitting 230. Okay, name me a team that has a bunch of 280 hitters. Name me one team that has a bunch of 270 hitters. Name me one team that has a bunch of 260 hitters, Luther. Name me one team.
Listen, I'm it's early in the season. I'm talking of the Steelers, the Pirates, or maybe the second or third worst team in baseball, Claudio. There's no fixing that. They don't have the horses at all.
All you have to do, all the listeners of this show, watchers, and Sean, I know you're a historian as well, go to YouTube and watch This Week in Baseball, 1979-80. Watch the play coverage. What's that?
Twist. This Week in Baseball. Twist.
Yes. Watch the play coverage. Watch the head discipline. And those guys, the pitchers, had a lot of movement. John Candelaria, one of the best, probably the top 2-3 greatest Pirate pitchers of all time. His best strikeout year was 134 damn strikeouts. Why? Is it because John sucked? No. It's because the hitters of those days, and those are against pitchers too, they had play coverage. They hit the ball. These guys are striking out. Bailey Falter is an okay pitcher. He gets 7-8 strikeouts a game because the hitting is atrocious. And like I said, Bryce Harper is a star. He's hitting 230. 230. When Dave Parker was in
the year, Claudio, he's not going to end at 230.
What's that?
Bryce Harper will not end the year at no 230 unless he gets
injured. 229. It's all the same.
And he'll be better than anybody on the Pirates.
I didn't say he wasn't, but I'm not saying he wasn't. I'm saying that the whole league is a mess because they cannot teach hitting. The approach sucks. Take the first pitch. Let the ball travel deep. Keep your hands inside the ball. Hit oppo. Velo exit. Man, get the hell out of here. It's so simple, and I get paid to instruct, so I'm not going to give it here for free. I've done it enough, and they listen, which is fine. But these are tremendous athletes. So again, if you're not going to go buy a new car, fix up the one you have. But you have to have the mechanic to be able to fix it.
All right.
No. I
got it. Hey, we got Jason Thomas is in here. Pirates suck, not the coach, and the players just suck. Okay. Hey, Sean, man. Anything else you got on this? I still disagree with you on Shedeur Sanders. He's proven it that he should have been drafted in front of Gabriel, and I'm still waiting for somebody to come with some real evidence that he was so bad on these interviews.
Luther.
Listen to the white media, as Jim says.
Luther, all I'm saying with the Shedeur thing, what I've been told, people connected with the NFL, his interview sucked with certain teams. Okay. And on top of his interview sucking, his father, before he went to interviews, was telling the media, these are the teams my son ain't going to go to. These are the teams, this, and that.
And he's not the first dad to do that. Okay.
No. This is what you're not getting. This is what people are losing the fact of. You don't own an NFL team, Deion Sanders, Shedeur Sanders. Y'all don't own an NFL team. So when you're trying to get hired, and my whole thing is people need to teach their kids when you go for a job interview, put your best foot forward. He didn't put his best foot forward.
So you say, I'm still waiting for some evidence. Okay, let me ask you this, Sean.
Luther,
listen, how many players were drafted last year from Colorado?
Luther, let me.
How many this year? Jimmy Horn in the 7th round?
Luther, let me finish.
There's no reason he should have gone that late.
Luther, let me finish what I'm saying. Another thing, when I've been told, people connected to the NFL, okay? What I've been told, a lot of people don't know how Shedeur is going to deal with coaching because Shedeur has been coached from his father from midget league through college. How many players can you name have had that coaching, Luther?
Okay.
In any sport.
But he's also the last 2 years has had an offensive coordinator who was coaching at the NFL level. His offensive coordinator has experience there. You know, so
okay. Even though he had that coaching, Luther, his team went 13-12. And you want to know what some people in the NFL said that they won't come out and say? Deion did a disservice by having his son's jersey retired. When you got a 13-12 record, it was teams that won the national championship. Like Colorado.
And just because they got their jersey retired doesn't mean those guys can't get their jersey retired. That means nothing. The team 2 years ago won one game. Sean, there's nobody who's going to turn around a one-win team and win the championship in 2 years. It's just not going to happen in college football.
Well, Luther,
1 win to 9 wins in 2 years is pretty impressive to me.
Luther, Deion Sanders got humbled by people in the NFL because he thought he could get away with the stuff he did, and he couldn't.
That's what you need to get to. So it wasn't him messing up these interviews. He could have gone in and wowed everybody. He left the Steelers thinking it was a 10 out of 10. But it was like you said, the NFL against prime.
The interviews was the icing on the cake. If he didn't go into the interviews like an a-hole,
what happened to Jimmy Horn? What happened to Jimmy Horn? Why did he go so late?
No.
He was being told at the Senior Bowl he was going to be picked in the 3rd or 4th round.
Did in his interviews, Luther, you're missing the point. The point is the son went in there showing his ASS in the interviews. People need to stop.
Show the tapes. So Jimmy Horn was showing his ASS too?
I don't know what he did.
Makes a lot of
first round draft pick, yes or no?
Pardon me?
Was he first round talent, yes or no, Luther?
No, but you know they told him not to work out. He was going to be going in the 3rd or 4th round, and he slides to number 7.
Well, let me
agree on. Yeah, it was a slight at Deion. I agree with you on that.
Let me ask you this. The Tennessee Titans had the first pick of the draft. Cam Ward went down there. And when he went down there, he did so good for the Tennessee Titans. They told every top pick, Abdul Carter, other players, Travis Hunter, don't even bother coming. We already know who we picking. So the first quarterback was already taken. What I'm telling you, Luther, what I've been told, Shedeur showed his ASS in his
we get it.
Coaches didn't want to put the first round tag on him because of that. Teams took him off the board because of the way he came in the interviews. All I'm saying is, Luther, yes, the kid has talent, but until people get over the fact that you can't go on these interviews like that, this is what's going to happen to you.
Sean, you make great points. Luther, let me ask you a question. And Jim, if Shedeur Sanders came in or any player comes in to an interview like that with an attitude, would you have still brought him on board?
I agree with you on that.
Let me ask you a question. And Jim, if Shedeur Sanders came in or any player comes in to an interview like that with an attitude, would you have still brought him on board?
I agree with you on that. Is he the first one with attitude? And where are you hearing this? As Jim said, the white media said he had an attitude, but when you ask him what and who, there's no teams that say that.
Believe that the owners got together and said, let's not draft Shedeur Sanders. I don't believe that at all.
The owners get together all the time and decide not to get somebody. Yes, they do. Colin Kaepernick. He was not coming back in the league. Lamar Jackson 2 years ago, when his mom was the agent, there were no teams that wanted to do it.
But they got together and said, let's not sign him.
It's a good old boy network. Yes, I believe so. Yes, and it'll come out.
Believe it, but they didn't get together and say it. Let's do this in the game plan.
Why would he drop? Why would he drop?
Can I jump in real quick on that, guys? Because y'all both making a point. Lamar Jackson having his mom as an agent, and this is something you haven't said, Luther. One thing I've been told is that certain agents have used, since this person don't got an agent, we want to collude so certain teams don't get him. So you are right in a way with that, Luther, but it ain't the teams doing it. It's some of the agents that are doing it. The agents are behind doing some of the stuff. So you are right, Luther, in that, but it's the agents that are doing it. The agents, and I'm gonna say this: the agents are not happy that certain players, their families are understanding. Oh, you're gonna be slotted here. Look at Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels' mom is his agent. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do with Jaden Daniels. Because remember, when the Redskins won their second Super Bowl, what happened with Doug Williams, his contract? Now, I don't think they will do that with Jaden Daniels.
He'll be good because he.
No. But when I'm getting at, Luther, is, and you're bringing up a good point, Lamar Jackson's mom's his agent. So what I'm saying is, a lot of the high-profile agents, they don't like the fact that they're not getting a cut of Lamar Jackson's money. So
of course not.
They are making backdoor deals to screw these players over, but they can't screw them over when your talent supersedes what you're trying to do.
Right.
So Lamar Jackson, he may have got screwed, but the Ravens are already always going to take care of him. So the Ravens knew, okay, go ahead and try to sign him. We're going to get him anyway. So you are right in that.
He shouldn't have had to wait. I didn't like that. Aaron, Sean, y'all want to add to this? I know y'all been we've been kind of dominating. Aaron or Jim? Aaron, you still on?
Yeah, I'm still here. It's kind of hard to. It's weird because you saw what Jaden Daniels, you saw what Lamar Jackson was capable of in college. And they were dogs. They did their job, and they already was proven to be that you already knew that they were going to be successful in the league.
Right. Now,
did they come in there with the Shedeur attitude that they say? Probably not. You grow up being taught, hey, go in there with a suit and tie, be professional, be respectful. Do the right thing. You're not going to go into a job interview, yo, what up? Talking all this nonsense. You're not going to do that because 9 times out of 10, you're probably not going to get the job.
When have we ever seen Shedeur do that, Aaron? I mean, people are saying that. You think?
No, you listen to his interviews. You listen to. He'll tell you. He'll tell you himself. You watch his workouts with Cam Ward. Cam Ward, they like he'll say, "Hey Cam, let's go make a rap song." Cam Ward's like, "Nah, I'm okay. I play football. I'm a football player. I'm going to study. I'm not going to go do this. I'm not going to do that." So, and then he'll make jokes of it. Like a lot of the issues now is all social media. His platform is everywhere. He's seen how he acts. He's seen what he got on. Like this is what the world is. They're going to judge you for a lot of that stuff.
I mean, he's been a star. He's been on TV since he was 5. I mean,
I agree. So, and his whole entire life has been
right. It's on screen.
On screen.
So Dion had the show when him and his wife, were Dion and the Family, whatever it was called.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I think it's a lot of bad rap. I think they wanted to show Dion that he's not running anything at this level. And you look at the receivers drafted in the 6th, LaJohntay Wester and also Jimmy Horn drafted in the 6th round. I think they both were higher talents. I knew LaJohntay wasn't going to go that high. I thought Jimmy Horn really had a chance to go in the 3rd or 4th round.
Oh, I agree. I think it's a lot of.
Yeah,
It's definitely seemed like it's a lot of backdoor stuff happened with him. But there's no way that Dylan Gabriel should have went before him, or Jackson Dark, or Tyler Sutts. Get out of here! Like, if you're looking at the talent, their talent does not weigh more than his talent. He has way more talent. He has way more skill. He's been coached by NFL guys. He has Tom Brady in his back pocket who helped him develop him as well. So he has the pieces around him to be successful, but they don't care about what's on the inside. They looking at what's going on the outside. How much attention we're going to get. Exactly. You know, the NFL don't like attention. That's why the whole Colin Kaepernick thing was a big issue, because they didn't want, protesters and all this other nonsense. If you sign somebody like that, you got to deal with so much off the field issues that people don't want to have to deal with.
Right. Hey, real quick. Hey, Sean, we got 2 other people we have to get in before we get out of here, man. Always appreciate your call, man. You always bring it.
Sean.
Oh, anytime. One final thing. Texas, Ohio State. That game is going to be at 12 noon because of Fox. That should be a night game.
It definitely should, man.
I'm going to say about that.
Definitely should. And the number 1 pick, Arch Manning, going to get exposed, or he going to show out?
Well, local Perry alumni Rob Butler, his son's going to be a sophomore for Texas, so I'm hoping he's able to see the field that game.
Oh, that'll be real nice. All right, Sean, appreciate you, man.
Okay,
thanks, Sean.
All right, let's stay on the phone lines. Caller, say your name, where you're calling from. Who we have on the line? Caller, who say your name, where you're calling from. All right, looks like we lost that caller. Jim, are you still with us?
Yeah, I'm still here, Lou.
Man, we haven't heard. What were your thoughts on this, man, before we jump into our last topic of the night?
History has shown that the owners have the owners-only meeting, and they get together and they do things like they did to support Sanders. That's not the first. There's no such thing as the Rooney Rule. It was made by who was the black lawyer for O.J. Simpson?
Johnny Cochran.
Johnny Cochran had a lawsuit against the National Football League because they was not giving interviews to black head coaches because of the owners-only meetings, keeping black head coaches out of that position. And instead of giving Johnny Cochran credit, they slapped it on the Rooneys, like they marked with Dr. Martin Luther King or Malcolm X.
I knew you were going to say that.
And now, the National Football League is so slick, because most of these guys is from the same generation. They're so slick that it don't matter how much money you have, Donald Trump. It doesn't matter how much money you have, Jay-Z. You're not getting in because 75% of the owners have to vote you in, and the vote is not, something that anybody sees. So they know they're not putting in. They'll never have a black owner because they do everything in an owners only meeting. The richest Pittsburgh Steeler right now is John Stallworth. He's a minority owner. He can look at the door, but he ain't getting in the owners only meeting. The minorities don't get in. So it's no doubt about it that what they did with Sanders. The owners all got together and they told the GMs and the coaches that this guy was not to be drafted.
Take them off.
Ask you a question. All these owners, are they all friends?
More than likely.
I think these guys. I think that.
Look here, Claudio. Pittsburgh Steelers, I think, was bought for like $1,000 or $500. now the Pittsburgh Steelers are worth $8 billion. Ain't no friendship there. We gonna stick together based upon business.
Money.
And what was good for business is keeping Sanders. And
Exactly. Every team wants to, when Jerry Jones years ago, I don't know if he got the Nike deal or Adidas, I forgot which company, those owners were mad. All these owners, they did not get to be zillionaires by being buddy-buddy with other zillionaires. They're all out for themselves. I believe in the old mob saying 3 can keep a secret if 2 are dead. If there was some collusion going on, or don't hire this guy or don't hire that guy, if they did it as a group.
We're talking the NFL. We're not talking anywhere else.
Right.
That's the only difference.
I'm talking about life. I'm talking about NFL. I'm talking about everything.
Here's one thing.
Hear me out, Claudio, on this. The NFL is different because you can't get in as a zillionaire.
Right.
They have to
Vote you in.
Point.
To be part, they're only going to vote you in if they know the history of what you will do and not do.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the reason why.
Point there, but I'm saying if one of those owners wants to nail another owner, they'll do it. That's why I think it's too touchy of a thing. I don't think that they would all protect each other, is what I'm trying to say. You make a good point there, and you're right. But I just think if there was some shenanigans going on that wasn't right, somebody would say something.
I think the Pittsburgh Steelers told you what it was, to be honest. Because if we look at the Steelers' background, right, they always pick guys up with character issues, may have a little bit of issues growing up, college, whatever. But for you to pass on Shedeur and your background of drafting like George Pickens, Antonio Brown's, Chase Claypool's, and Mike Tomlin is the guy that, I see more in a young man. I'm going to help build up this young man. I'm going to continue to help him grow to be great. And you pass on that? I don't know. And with your pattern of what you've done in the past, the Steelers, it doesn't really make too much sense.
Good.
But yeah, I'm just saying it doesn't make sense even with the Steelers and what they did with him. It's like you have Will Howard over Shedeur Sanders on your board as far as talent-wise.
It's a good point.
I doubt it.
And here's another thing. Not only do I believe it was to get a shot at Coach Prime, also the ratings for day 2 and 3 were some of the highest ever to see how far he was going to slide. Is he even going to get drafted? Ratings off the chart because he's in the box office. So it was kind of business. You know what? You want to think you're big and bad and go on these talk shows and say it'll be an Eli Manning type of thing. No, it won't. Your son is going to slip. You're not coming to the draft party. You're going to have your own party where you're going to wait until day 3. That's what I believe. We do have another caller. Mark, this is Mark Britley.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, Mark. Thanks for calling, man.
I'm going to make my comments really quick because, man, I'm just intrigued. I'm loving the conversation and back and forth you guys are having. But I just wanted to add my 2 cents on this Shedeur Sanders thing. I agree with everything I've heard, and even what you just said, Luther. It could have been a business decision to string it out. They had the highest ratings of people watching where they normally would have tuned it out. But you know what else I think? That the NFL, as an unwritten rule, unwritten policy, was that I think that they have taken the role of the foster father of young black men. And when they came across the Shedeur Sanders, they said, oops, he has an active father that's in his life. And we don't know how to manage that. We are his gods and his fathers. And I can't recall any other big-time draft person that had a father that was lockstep right with him each and every step of the way, loved his father, and that their father was able to bring the kind of experience that Brother Sanders Deion had in terms of understanding the sport and understanding the business. With all due respect, I think the NFL likes the situation like the young I think the first round pick that we got, I think the offensive line got. I mean, it's unfortunate, but single parent kid, mother passed. So unfortunately, I think they like that dramatic kind of stuff because we get a chance to show our power and our whiteness, and we're going to make sure that you're okay, and we're going to run that story, and we're going to show the human interest in it, and then we're going to show how we step in, and we know that you will commit on the field to us now because we stepped in when you need it. That's unfortunate, but I think all across the league you see they have those kinds of stories. I think that's their role. They were offended to have someone as articulate as Dion, very sharp and very involved in his life. It's not an image that the NFL want to show, especially when it comes to black men. We want to show you got talent, skills, and a body, and you can run faster than the speed of light, but you're ours. And we don't want you to be associated with good family values, and definitely not showing that you are close to a father figure. Let's watch next year's draft. How many fathers will be intimately involved with their sons now because of this situation, which is good, by the way. So I'll hang up and I'll listen to your response. My final quick comment is we have to develop something, Luther, a widget, maybe a gasoline-powered Steeler cap, but we got to do something to get on the sidelines for Steel City Sports to make some money next year for this thing. Maybe give you a spot and let you broadcast live. We got to be there. You're one of the longest running sports shows in community access television, and we got to do it, bro. Let's talk about it and get your people to talk to the Steelers. I mean, to the NFL's people, and let's ink a deal, baby. Okay.
I like the way you think. Yes, for sure, Mark. Always a pleasure, man. Sure. Yep. I'll be in touch with you. All right, thanks, Mark. Mark always brings up some great points. Jim, did you want to add something else? I know it looks like we lost the other caller. Jim, did you want to add something to it before we get ready to wrap up?
I tell you what, man, I always love seeing Mark Brimley, but just go back. Just think about how they do in an owners-only meeting, and I don't want to offend anybody that don't believe what I'm saying to be true. In the owners-only meeting, they are so slick. They said that, listen, we are going to hire offensive coordinators. You can't name 3 black guys that are offensive coordinators. The Pittsburgh Steelers in their history only had 1 black offensive coordinator and fired him after 1 year.
Ray Sherman.
The owners are hiring offensive coordinators to be head coaches. They're that slick. And Philadelphia proved that defense can win a championship. And then they give this little guy that don't deserve to be a head coach, a black guy for the Jets, and he gets rid of Aaron Rodgers, and now he's gonna get fired after 1 year. Listen, black coaches in the National Football League, their first time getting a job, 43% are fired after the first year. That's fact. That comes out of the owners only meeting. Hire them and get rid of them. Wanted Vrabel. We wanted Vrabel. We would keep you more than 1 year, but we wanted Vrabel, who was available last year.
Yeah. Good point. Hey,
I agree with that one.
All right, I know we said 10, but we got LD on the line. We haven't had LD in a minute. LD.
Yeah, I'm enjoying the show, fellas.
Hey, LD, thanks for the call. Appreciate it. It's always a pleasure. Jim, you didn't do your thing.
I'm going to make this quick. But it's about the Steelers. A couple things. Here's May 14th, and they still don't have a quarterback. They have the 10th toughest schedule this coming season. They have 1 decent receiver. They have 1 legitimate defensive player.
Ooh, what?
They have supposedly told Tomlin he must win a playoff game this year. Can he win a game with this team he has this year? I don't think so. What do you guys think?
Well, Jim already has so much. Aaron?
I got 2 quick parts. So for the last caller, I think the NFL, the NBA, and whoever else, they better get ready to have fathers in their kids' lives. You have the next generation of men coming up. You got the LeBron James. You already see LaMelo Ball and his dad, LeVar Ball. You're going to have Carmelo Anthony. You're going to have the Boozer brothers coming in, and all these. So you're going to have the next generation of men who play professionally and now have kids that are going to take that next step.
Good point. Good point.
Far as can we do it? I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm starting to think that either Mike Tomlin, love the man. I think he's great. I think he's a great leader. I'm starting to think that he doesn't have any idea what to do on offense. Because at this point, you can't keep saying, "Oh, it's a process. It's a process. It's a process." You got some of the worst teams in the league who are able to score more than 30 points. And we consistently can't score over a certain amount of points. So until they get that offense together, it's going to be a long. He going to find himself on a hot seat.
Is he on the hot seat already?
He certainly is.
Yeah,
I believe so. I believe so. But looking at the schedule, the first game is against the Jets. Doesn't that tell you something? Doesn't that tell you Aaron Rodgers is definitely coming?
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, like I said, it's all about ratings. It's all about the show. You know, there's one thing about the NFL. They know how to market. And when I saw the schedule come out, the first game was the Jets. Aaron Rodgers goes against the team he played against last year. It's a done deal. It's a done. Not that I'm high on Aaron Rodgers. I didn't like the way he played. I know Jim is high on him. I don't like it. But
you sure it ain't the other way around?
What?
If I can ask LD a question, do you like? Let's say Aaron Rodgers told the Steelers and everybody else he's going to play for them. Isn't it a bad look that he's coming in late, or he comes in? I don't know when he would come in, but that he's not there from day one. Do you think it's a bad look, LD?
Yes, I think it's all set up for Tomlin to fail. And with the talent he doesn't have enough talent. And the Steelers just don't sign stars anymore. They have one star on defense. I know you guys know who that is.
TJ Watt, of course.
What? Name a star, an all-star on offense that they have.
DK Metcalf is not a star?
Well, he hasn't been a star here. I'll put it that way.
He has to be. You need a quarterback for him to be a star. It's hard to be for a receiver to be really good.
Listen, he's already had throwing sessions with Aaron Rodgers numerous occasions. So, you know, I think they need more. I don't like the way it's playing out, but, you know, it's pretty much it's guaranteed. I thought it was close, but when the schedule came out a couple hours ago, I said, okay, Aaron Rodgers is going to be a Steeler. So
I think they want Tomlin to have his first losing season. And with the team they have now, he'll certainly have that. They'll certainly have that losing season. And Tomlin might be gone.
Well, you know, a couple guys will get their wish that what I'm gone. So, you know, we'll see. The schedule looks pretty solid, man. And, you know, you can't have any laws or any 5 game losing streaks, so you're not making the playoffs with this schedule because some solid teams on here. But you know, we'll see. We'll see. It should be an interesting season. I did want to show Caleb Johnson. He just got baptized recently before we get out of here. LD, do you have any other points? Have you been watching the playoffs? NBA, Cavs went down. Jason Tatum went down with a bad Achilles tear. The second player to go down with an Achilles tear. But any other thoughts before you go?
Just one thing. Boston won tonight.
Yeah. They won. It looked like the Knicks took their foot off the gas, and you know maybe they want to try to win it at home. But yeah, it's just a big loss for the Boston and NBA. You know, Boston was looking to try to defend their title, and without Tatum, I don't think they have a chance. But they're still a good team. Knicks are going to have to finish it. You know.
Yeah. Just one thing. Do you guys think Dallas will take the number 1 pick or make a trade?
Hey, I think Cooper Flag, they got rid of Luka. Now they get Cooper Flag. You know, it's the year of the Coopers, as Smoking Jim would say, Cooper Flag and Cooper DeJean, right?
I heard a commentator say they let Luka leave. They better not let this guy leave Dallas.
No, I think so. No, now the rumor is, are they going to take him or maybe try to trade for the Greek Freak?
Man, they tripping. They better take Cooper Flag, man. That's a bad boy.
Right star.
Yeah, he's an American star. He's already in better shape than Luka Doncic. He's a better defender as well. How did they take him and let him grow under Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving? That's a solid team for this year and the next couple years.
Yeah.
But it's real funny. They only had a 1.8% chance to get the number one pick, and they got it. That's something. Hey, LD, thanks for the call.
Okay, thanks.
All right, appreciate you. One thing I wanted to run before we get out of here, Jim, I like this rookie class, and when I saw this, I said, man, I like Caleb Johnson, but he recently got baptized, Jim. You know, they posted him getting dumped in the water. Was this your church, Jim, or one of the ones you go to? But
I can't see.
Oh, you can't see. But yeah, Caleb Johnson got baptized, man. Going into right after he got drafted and off a rookie camp. So that's pretty impressive. I like this class of rookies we have coming in. You know, Will Howard has already asked for the playbook as soon as he got drafted. Jack Sawyer, Caleb Johnson, Derek Harmon. I like these guys. Yaya Black. And then we got Mark Bruner's son. So I'm pretty impressed with that. Any final thoughts, Jim, before we get out of here?
Well, I don't know if Aaron knows, but I did my evaluation of this class. I base it on impact. I haven't been wrong in over 25 years evaluating the Steelers draft. I gave it a D. So you being impressed, Luther, you seem to be impressed every year.
A D?
4 years later, you agree with me that it's a D for us.
Well, you also said that Chase Claypool was the greatest receiver in Steelers history. So come on, Jim. I mean, we got to take that with a grain of salt. Aaron, your final thoughts?
I'll give it a solid B. I like what they did up front because we all saw what Baltimore did to us in the playoff game. They just ran right down our throat. So for you to get Yaya Black, I think that's a man amongst boys. That's a big body who's going to dominate up front.
Let's hope.
What was that?
I said, let's hope.
Hey, Coach Aaron.
Yes, sir.
Ziggy Hood. Did you like the Ziggy Hood we got in the first round this year?
Don't say Ziggy Hood.
Never. Yeah, I wasn't too sold on that pick, but I mean, you look at what they did. I think they helped. You know, they got younger, they got stronger. Bigger. Bigger, faster, more athletic. You know, we really haven't had that position settled in a long time. I'm gonna go back to Casey Hampton and those boys, Brett Kiesel, Aaron Smith, those guys up front. Cam Hayward is Cam Hayward, but Stephon Tuitt got hurt. So a lot of our interior guys got beat up. So hopefully these two young guys can come in and really make an impact. But I'm tired of the Steelers doing stuff on defense. They better get us on offense.
That's true. Hey, you brought up a good name. That Tuitt loss retirement was huge. Once you beat early, that they haven't been able to fill that void. That was a great point, Aaron. Claudia, your final thoughts?
Well, I like the draft because of where they got the players that they got them.
Yes, sir.
So I like that a lot. And finally, name me another show that covers the things that we cover the way we cover them. I don't see it. I don't hear it. So
You don't. Hey, listen, man, I appreciate all you guys taking the time, all the callers, everybody who commented. Make sure you check out the website, scsportsworld.com. We have some special giveaways, some special shirts. Come get some gear this year. But appreciate all you guys. Make sure you check out the website, scsportsworld.com. We'll check you out next Wednesday. Peace.